Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another episode of Coaching the Many. Today we're going to be looking at Lucio, specifically a plat Lucio, like mid-plat. Let's
Welcome
look
to
at the
Overwatch,
email. Hey,
Marseille.
Betty Goat.
Rage
Oh my god.
quit and uninstalled OW. Still watching though.
Kind of know that feel. Again, it's weird. You'd think I'd be playing it quite a lot because Widowmaker's in meta and I want to be good at Widowmaker, but it's because Hanzo's in meta and Hanzo-Widow matchup is just not fun at all. Like, it's so tedious. So yeah, that's one hell of a way to start, but like I sympathize. I haven't been playing in Season 10. I've said it before, I've said it again, I've been completely upfront with this. I have not been playing Overwatch in Season 10 because I just don't enjoy it. And this is sort of my easy way of saying I don't enjoy the gameplay at the moment. Please change it. Please fix it. Because, yeah, it's not fun. So, hey, if it's not fun, it's not fun. Hopefully a very healthy way to approach the game, I think. Don't be afraid to come back to it later, though, when things change, is what I'll also say. Thank you for, like, the 7 months as well, I think. Yes, 7 months. So, right, the email, yes. I've been stuck in plat for a few seasons now. I first placed in low gold in Season 2, and I've played in every season, but I've only grown from 2.1k to 2.8. I'm main Lucio and Mercy in comp. I really want to improve my Lucio, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. My wall riding is good, but my aim and positioning aren't. I'd love to get into Masters, then I can play with my friends again, who used to be at the same rank as me, but now in Masters and GM. So, right, we'll take a look at this and try and figure out what is going wrong. I would say Lucio is a trickier hero to climb with, because he is somewhat limited in the amount of game impact Lucio has. He's very team dependent, he's very sort of reliant on other people. Now, because this is a like King of the Hill, Lucio's fine in King of the Hill. Before anyone says like, oh my god, like, I can't, like, you don't play Lucio. The key here is that King of the Hill, Lucio's still very much viable. He's still very much a thing. I see we've also maximized the frame rate. Like N64 graphics. I love it. Like, as someone who plays, like, after I got my 1080, I like play with most things on Ultra, because I can. It's very weird to see the game. I think this is downscaled on resolution as well, but hey. Smooth frame rate, which is honestly the most important thing. And like, we're at about 100. Triple digits? Spot on. Right. As always, when the gates open, we take a look at our team comp. Take a look at your team comp, break it down, think about what your role is inside the team. Always the most important thing to do as you're leaving the door. We actually have a really nice team comp for Lucio. We're just going to be spending our time shepherding all these immobile sons of bitches all over the place. We have Zarya, she can't move very well. McCree can't move very well. Reinhardt can't move very well. Rodog can't move very well. Brigitte can't really move very well. So we are just going to be running these guys into the enemy team, pretty much. We want to have these guys clustered together all around us, and we want to be speed boosting them around and putting them where we need to go. And if you have managed to shepherd everyone into voice, then great, and hopefully you can just say to them in voice, let's go this way. And yeah. Very minor thing, this is like a personal bugbear, but it's kind of an important point, which is when you're leaving spawn with your team, with Lucio, your priority shouldn't be to get as fast as you can to the middle, because as Lucio you can actually outpace everyone. So when you do this little wall bump, you gain a speed boost as you come off the wall. The issue with this is, now that you're moving faster and people at the back might not be moving at the same speed, we don't know if we've actually like left McCree behind. Like, you notice we're overtaking people? This isn't actually a benefit. So you can see, there's a bunch of people stuck behind us. We should actually be towards the back of the team, and you should be making sure that everybody on the team is going the direction and like at the same speed that you are. The team is only as fast as its slowest member, and we can make its slowest member even faster, so we should be doing that as much as possible. Widow, let's be careful. Again, let's just keep this Reinhardt shepherded. I like us playing around the Reinhardt. I'd like us playing a little bit tighter. Swap to healing. Heal boost ourselves. Okay. Try and get some of this. Everyone is taking a shitload of damage. So, like, again, this is like a team issue, I suppose, but it's also like an us issue, which is that the team is not staying clustered together. Remember what I was saying about us coming out of spawn? Like, hey, we need to be together. We need to be doing this. It sounds weird, but minor things like, hey, making sure that you've speed boosted everyone into position, actually pretty important for getting stuff like this right. Like, having everybody with us when we come around this corner is actually a bigger deal than you would expect. Because now, well, Reinhardt's playing to protect the people at the back, and the tanks are moving on to the point, but Reinhardt's still playing back here to protect the McCree. Like, you need to be shepherding this stuff forward. and we sort of eventually do so. The moment they have that Widowmaker, we need to be playing like closer to the Reinhardt, because otherwise this sort of stuff happens. Let's say you get headshot here. That's really bad, right? You've just lost a huge factor in the fight. Now, like, we're worried about ourselves. We can't position to heal everyone, and suddenly everyone's sort of getting overwhelmed. Arana goes a bit suicidal. Brigitte goes running off somewhere insane. We definitely want to be staying on healing for now. Everyone's taking a ton of damage. Sound is a little bit weird, so bear with that. This is a very solo-y thing to do, but consider our healing resources, which is like Brigitte, Lucio. Our healing isn't great. Like, the healing output on this team is not great. So we're going to be wanting to focus mostly on healing, and honestly, they won this fight pretty cleanly. Sword to Mercy was Brigitte. That frees us up a little bit more. Yeah. Focus on survival. Okay, just back out. Speed and back. Try and pick up the Roadhog. Heal. Good. Even left in the health pack. Aren't you generous? They have Infrasight, so, like... Whew. Right. Okay. Listen carefully. Am I crazy? I think I heard it. There we go, I'm not crazy. 14 seconds is the internal timer. You can, like, on maps with a control point, you can actually just time it out using that. Otherwise, you just develop an instinct for it. My instincts are telling me this is dangerous. It's hard to get headshot, and it's very hard to headshot Lucios, but body shots are very likely, and, like, it just makes you very vulnerable. So just be very careful when doing this. Like, that Infrasight is forcing you back, and the worst thing that could happen now is that you die. Right? We can't afford to take a death here. McCree's making big plays. I like the spam on the Widow at this point, now that McCree's sort of occupied the attention. Sound is very strange, but I'm assuming that's just a quirk of the recording. Sound barrier to counteract sound barrier. Also counters the grab, which is always nice. Nice. So what I'm seeing a lot of here is, like, a lot of very just independent play. Nice. But this, like, it might just be because, like, this isn't how I play Lucio. It makes me worried when you have, like, a team fight that you are kind of winning, but everyone comes out of a Graviton Surge, and they're probably going to need some healing. Like, even with the sound barrier, it's always just a good idea just to make sure that everyone's going to be okay, and, like, take a moment just to take stock of the situation here. Like, what I would be doing in this moment is I would just be playing here, taking stock, seeing what all the hit points are like around me, and then deciding what to do. What we're doing at the moment is we're just, like, launching into an instant assault on the enemy team when, like, we have, like, a full complement of team that we can just run into the enemy team with speed boost and, like, just say, everyone just go. And knowing for sure that they don't need healing, because there is a good way to lose a fight here, in my mind, which is that you come out of this Graviton Surge, and they've done a shitload of damage to you, where, like, Zari's been right-clicking and stuff like that. Like, we are triple support, so it is somewhat safe, but, like, let's say that you come out of this, and instead of coming out of this and everyone has hit points, you come out of it and everyone's taking a good chunk of damage. And then doing stuff like this is always going to be super risky. I'd also be happier if McCree was just with the team here. Like, this is a team comp that just really benefits from that. So I just like a little bit more sort of taking stock and then speed boosting the team in when necessary instead of just launching ourselves in. Because the lone Lucio doesn't threaten much on the enemy team. It's very difficult to sort of get independent kills unless it's something like a Widowmaker. Like, Widow versus Lucio is a nightmare for the Widow. Interesting moment here, which is that the McCree's trying to make a play. So you can actually help facilitate this if you just sort of, like, the thing with McCree, and, like, this McCree is honestly committing suicide here, but we can make it not be a committal of suicide, because he's run off on his own over here. Okay, and what's McCree's weaknesses? It's pretty simple, right? McCree's weaknesses is that he's low mobility. He's also bad against multiple targets fighting him at once. Well, he's running on his own into a group of enemies, and he has no out, because we've just left him. If you hang around with him, though, you could easily shepherd him around and make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen, or is less likely to happen, and that could really sort of have a difference here. And it's like, I see stuff like this, where we're, like, wall riding around, it's just, I don't see the point. Like stuff like this tends to just get me, where we like bounce off and then it's like we go, instead of just going to the team and playing around with the team, we're like bouncing around over here. Why are we bouncing around over here? Lucio is at his strongest when he is surrounded by teammates that he can do things with. Or when he's knocking people into a cliff, but we can't really do that here, so. Bounce out. Again, it feels like we're focusing too much on like this overly fancy wall riding stuff. This reminds me a lot of what like I see people doing when they try and like they really want to focus on getting out of a skill rating, is they'll try and learn things from skill ratings above them. And they'll try and like go, okay, well, I can wall ride super well. And like it's mentioned in the email, I can wall ride super well. And it reminds me of watching like StarCraft players. And they could like do stuff like marine splits really well. So like a marine split is quite a difficult thing to do in StarCraft, where you have like a ball of marines, and if banelings roll into the marines, they'll blow up the marines and kill all the marines. So what you learn to do is you learn to box and then split and then box and then split and then box and then split, and you split your marines very quickly into little pods, so that if a baneling hits, then only one of these small groups takes damage and dies. It's a more advanced technique. It's quite intensive to do, and it's sort of a big deal. But what they don't do is they don't go and learn the fundamentals of like, well, just making sure that your economy is as big as it could be, making sure your expansion timings are on point, making sure that you're constantly producing marines. And what the net result is that sure, you save a couple of marines in the fight here, but if you just went one-on-one against someone else who's just mechanically sort of practiced the basics, the fundamentals better, they're just going to have 3 times as many marines as you. And so they'll just beat you through that. And this sort of stuff like this, where it's like, instead of doing this wall riding shit, if we just went, like, the moment you see this, if you just swapped to speed and just went via the floor and just ran back towards spawn, you'd be safe. Instead, we're doing this stuff. And it's like, why are we doing this stuff? This stuff is just leaving us to get killed. There's no actual benefit to that here. We knew the fight was lost the moment most of our tanks were dead and it was just a Zarya left. We could just get out. But instead, we're there and we're just dying. So it's little things like that where it's just like, refocus on your priorities here as the Lucio, because we need to be playing with the team and we need to be playing as a support with the team. And sure, we can do all this cool wall riding stuff, but honestly, our job here, like for example right now, our job here could be to get Roadhog into this Junkrat. You know, we can go and fight the Junkrat ourselves, that's one thing, but we could also just deliver the Roadhog to the Junkrat. And that's a big thing. Also, is my chat frozen, or is everyone just really quiet and paying attention in a really quiet way? It could also be facilitating this area to get around to places, for example. So it's sort of learning to drop this independent mindset. There we go. There you are, chat. Jesus. So quiet. It worries me. I paid for bots that talk on this stream, not, you know. Please. It's an important thing to understand because, like, this independent style of Lucio doesn't actually get you far. And if you are going to play in this style, then you might as well be playing, like, a Genji or some shit. You know? Just get them to come as Zen one trick. Zen is always a good place to go. I mean, they play Mercy as well. Mercy's good right now. So we want to take, like, you know, we end up in a position here where, like, everyone's taking damage. They need the speed boost for the last push to get in there, and yet we're doing this stuff. Do you see what this sort of positioning does for us? Like, what did we do with this play here? You know, what have we just done? Well, we come in from the back, we've right-clicked people for an inconvenient 20 damage. At 15 hull damage because they have armor as well. And then we bounce out, and oh look, Roadhog's dying. Zarya's hurt. Mercy's trying to pick up the slack. And then we have a grab, but Roadhog's dead. People are all dead. McCree's out of position. These are all things that we can impact and we can influence. But we're not doing that influence. And that's a very, very core issue here. And it's like, you know, our mobility seems okay. We seem to have a handle on the wall riding, even though it's easier now, so okay. Like this, honestly, this moment here, this looks a lot better. Notice that we are constantly in range of the Roadhog. Boop away, good. Okay, sound barrier, fine. Let's focus on healing this Roadhog. We should be enabling this Roadhog to win this fight. And we should just be providing incidental increases to DPS. But this Roadhog is like... it's a big deal with stuff like this because it's a mentality thing. It's an understanding that as support, you are not the star of the show. It sounds harsh to say, but you are not the star of the show. You deal very limited amounts of damage. Very, very limited amounts of damage with your gun. It's really not that impressive. You can deal consistent damage with it, especially on tanks, but it's like one shot from this Roadhog is going to count for about 5 seconds of our DPS. Right? So what we should be doing is trying to make sure that this guy can do the things he wants to do, and when he can do them, he can get kills. Instead of looking for interesting angles for us to maybe land some left clicks and mildly inconvenience the Reinhardt, just getting the Roadhog in there on full hit points or in a good time is going to have a higher impact than us doing something individually. And so this, you know, this is the support crux, the support principle. I mean, we're in stall mode right now, so this honestly now is fine because we have to stall. I wouldn't mind seeing us, instead of just going around in circles, going through the inside every so often just to vary it up a little bit. Swap to healing. Like, no one's chasing us. They're not actually doing anything to contest us, so... This is the enemy team flopping. Let's stick with the team a little bit more. Good. Okay. Enemy team really messed up there. Like, it was literally a Lucio just going in circles around. From Team UK Scrims, I've learned that apparently teams officially call the thing in the middle dildo. At least that's what we've been calling it, and it depresses me slightly. And I almost said it then. I don't know if I can live in a world where the call-out for the thing in the middle is dildo. You know, can't it be like gazebo or something nicer? No, this is what happens when you let a bunch of teenagers decide what the calls are. It doesn't... Like, honestly, it's more of a butt plug than a dildo as well. Like, it's shaped like... What dildo is like this, you know? It's like... Okay, I can kind of see it. It's more of a pointed top as well. Right? It's more of like a... It's more of a plug shape, surely. Mercy on dildo... Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, it's about the, the tanks try and control dildo. Just shocking. Right. Hey, look, we did a support thing. This is the sort of thing, right? This is the sort of thing that you should be doing on Lucio. This I like to see. Oh, look. Roadhog is slightly out of position and in trouble. When we speed boost him out of trouble. And now he is safe. Hey, that's a support thing to do. Roadhog landed a hook there, by the way, and we didn't help him. That makes me sad. Or he might have landed a hook. I'd like to see the follow-up of that hook. How can I get coached? Good question to ask. There we go. Thank you, Noobelong. It's all in there. We can kill this Junkrat. This is the one independent play we should have been making. Again, overly fancy wall riding. I'm genuinely curious. Like, I want to sort of tell this guy, play a couple of games of Lucio without wall riding. And just focus on supporting. Like, just focus on supporting. You know, instead of doing all this stuff. Because, like, we're missing out on moments where we can do things. Where it's like, we're, waiting. Enemy team starts pushing through here. Okay, we have some options. We can either, like, speed boost Brigitte in back here, for example. We can go and help the D.Va out. But then this happens. Right? The Junkrat does this. Okay, we back off a little bit. And then we see, oh, look. And just go for it. Like, just left-click his head a couple of times and go for it. This is, like, the one instance where this solo play would really be viable. But instead we sort of go all the way around. Because we're so focused on being attached to the walls. Let go of the walls. There's a time and a place for the walls. We should be keeping an eye on this Roadhog. As much as humanly possible. Like, Lucio plus Whole Hog is a really potent combo, and we should be abusing that as much as possible. What is the SR? 2.8. Platinum. Mid-plat. So, it's kind of a, like... It's a support mindset thing, and I've talked about this a lot on this stream. Alright, this idea that as a support, your job is to enable plays. And, like, this Roadhog is, at the moment, he's technically making a play. He's using his whole hog to try and get something done. Our attention should honestly be focused on this guy, and we should be enabling what he's trying to do with it. So we should make sure that, for example, Roadhogs are extremely vulnerable when using whole hog because they don't have their safety resources available to them. So if the enemies have all been knocked away to long range, Roadhogs will very often die to it. So if we can use speed boost to get into cover faster, we can use heal to top him up again. It's pretty simplistic stuff, but it's very important to understand that, like, this Roadhog, He's put his life into your hands, and you need to respect that. Okay, let's do this again. Where we just bounce around the middle and see if we can get away with this. Oh, sound barrier. There we go. Stay in the middle. Lol. Oh, like this is correct. It's frustrating me watching the enemy team just fail to react to this completely. Like, holy shit. Hello? Enemy team? He's literally just going in circles. This... I'm pretty sure you could get some chimps and just, like, show them this footage and they'll be going, like, they'll be turning to the scientist and going, why aren't they killing the Lucio? It's like, he's just literally going in circles. I just... Outplay... Yes, wait. Okay. I do also want to play I'm Spinning Around, but that's, we need to bring back our old friend, the Brigitte image. Because it's relevant. There it is. Perfect. This is what we need. Yeah, it's... I'd like to see us actually go through the inside a little bit more just to vary out what we're doing, but this is working, so why change it? Hey! Welcome to Plat. That should not have happened. How are we on gold healing as well? That is mind-blowing. I think it's because we just didn't die. Poles go 3 tank. Mercy wasn't in the team at the start. No, the Mercy player was playing Brigitte, and then I think this person swapped to Brigitte. But the Mercy should be out healing. This is a very typical Plat thing, by the way, which is like this over-focus on a specific meta. And it's relatively unique. It sounds weird. Grandmaster kind of has this, where people will just play meta because that's how you sort of roll in Grandmaster. But sometimes they'll like flex off to a bunch of different things. Plat is very rigid, and I noticed this like whenever I've leveled an account through Plat, that people in Plat are more rigorous on the meta than any other rank, I think. Diamond is a little bit more freeform, but still has like Diamond has a lot of one tricks that are just like dropped out of Master. Master has just kind of everything going on for it, and Grandmaster generally plays towards the meta. Plat is like a bunch of people who go, you must play meta, you must play this, and they don't realize that at their level, just hitting shots is going to make all the difference way more. Like hitting shots, positioning correctly. Again, thing on the rollout. What is the benefit? Like this is the thing. Like this is the question. This is sort of how you make it people realize that this is an incorrect thing. What is the benefit of you as Lucio being here first? There isn't one. There is no benefit to you as Lucio popping up here. What is a benefit is having all of your team being in position like here by the time the enemy team gets to like here. I should have changed the colors on it, but you get the idea. Let's continue using the blue. You want your team, you want your Reinhardt to be taking this space, not you. The Reinhardt could be here pretty much the same time you are right now, but we've done this fancy rollout where we're doing these wall bounces that is giving us extra speed. So this gives us extra speed. This gives us extra speed. This gives us extra speed. Why are we getting all this extra speed? When we need to just get, like, our job here is to get our team onto the point, not us onto the point. And so this, like, stop doing this. Like, the McCree could have been up on this high ground faster. The team could have been here a little bit faster, and we didn't enable that. And that makes me sad, because we should be enabling that. Whereas no fade, just cancel out the effects there. Boop is fine. Unfortunate. Try and support the Mercy. Good. With Shubki off speed. There you go. Healing. Nice. Mercy's go for res. Try and just pump as much healing on them as possible. Should be healing here. Like this, no. This is just no. Yeah, we need to be healing here. It's moments like this that like concern me a lot because it's again like this is Genji play. What we're doing here, we're playing an interesting angle and like poking at people. We're playing like Genji does. We're not playing like a Lucio does. I feel like voice comms is most important as a Lucio player. They can help, but like there is also just a fundamental misunderstanding here, I think, of what the Lucio should be doing. Going for the boop is one thing there, but like I saw at the moment that you sort of looked at him, it's like your eyes go, and you go all wide-eyed. Honestly, just shooting him here and like getting other people involved in this fight, like it's a 3 versus 1. Boop him or not, he's dead. So this is actually the more dangerous thing to be doing. Trying to control that corner is fine. The Reaper should have been playing closer to you there. Good job by the Mercy. Try and get some help onto the Reinhardt. Good job. Okay. Mercy's going to die here. Good dodge of the Deadeye. On a critical 200 hit point hero, is it better to speed boost and risk it to get shot, or heal boost to minimize the damage? It's very variable. You just want to get them out of danger as fast as possible. Whatever will get that done best is the best option. There's no hard and fast like rule of, oh yes, you must heal them. If they can just be sped boost around a corner, then you speed boost them around a corner or behind a Reinhardt or similar. If they can't, then you just heal them. The key is safety. It also depends on like if they're making a play or not. Like for example, this Reaper is technically critical, but he's moving in and like all the team is moving in. At this point, we should probably be swapping to a heal, yeah, and then just like trying to heal this Reaper up as much as possible, because if you get this Reaper onto this Reinhardt properly, then he should kill everyone. It's just unfortunate that he didn't actually juke that. Good sound barrier. Looks like he's just sacrificing. Again, like we should be like, it's moments like this that concern me a lot, where it's like we have a Reaper who is taking a shitload of damage and a Zarya on almost full hit points. Our damage output is so negligible compared to Reapers here. So negligible compared to Reapers here. So we should be finding a way to enable the Reaper, and then he is your weapon, basically. And like that's how I mentally conceive of it, is I am using the Reaper as a weapon, and it's like he's my little precious babby, and I'm saying go son, go destroy the enemy, and then he goes and he kills everyone, or he just massively disappoints me like my own children. That's just a joke, I don't actually have children. Nice. Don't like. Doesn't surprise me that this guy can boop properly, and saw the opportunity there as well. Like if the enemy team's going to do some stupid shit, like or just run up here and not like go, oh wait, they have a Lucio. And then yeah, you collect your like free 25% ult charge from the boop, and there we go. Hit them with Reaper? Yeah, hit them with Reaper. So have you guys seen the image on Tumblr of well, I think it's a Tumblr image of like Thanos fighting Thor, and it's like, well, if I can't hit you with the hammer, then I'll hit the hammer with you, and he starts like he can't lift the hammer, so he just beats Thor into Mjolnir. It's like, that's very inventive, Thanos. You're kind of doing the same as Lucio. You know, I can't kill them, but I can kill them with this guy. And it's like the medic in TF2, I think, has, you know, a voice line of like, I healed the guy that will murder you. Like, good. Stick with your team. Like, heal. We're speed boosting. There's nothing to speed boost. We should just be topping people off. Like this, I've talked about in the past, like the idea of spot healing and AoE healing and like just topping off and group healing. Mercy here is playing spot healer. Like she's just, when people are injured, Mercy is going to instantly swap her beam to them and try and top them off. We'll try and get them up to about half hit points, maybe higher, a little bit higher, like 150 hit points minimum. We should be the one like, we can top this off, we can top this guy off, and that's all going into the bank. So like speed boosting these guys is availing us nothing. We should just be topping them off. It's just a greedy Roadhog. Let's pull this Reinhardt back. Good. Hey, keep healing, keep healing, keep healing. Like, this is like this is the sort of thing that we should have been doing from the start, right? This is the power of Lucio, where this Reinhardt is out of position, in trouble, and we speed boost. And like if we speed boost this at the right time, and the Reinhardt, instead of backing off, just turns the corner here like a normal human being would, he'd be fine. And this is where, you know, you say, "Son, I am disappointed," but then you can even bail him out of this and just throw healing onto him as fast as possible. So swap back to healing. There we go. And then sound barrier, and it's fine. And we should probably continue healing instead of like, okay, Mercy's got this now. If Mercy didn't Valk then we'll be fine continuing to heal, because a lot of people were damaged underneath the sound barrier, so you can just use the time the sound barrier gives you to fix that up. That was dangerous with the McCree. What was dangerous with the McCree? It's like, this Mer? I don't think so. Get sound barrier on. Like, and we sound barriered without knowing where the McCree was. Like, the McCree shouldn't be here. Basically, this is a piss take, and this is such a rare situation. It's the middle of a team fight. Everyone's like, they're using ultimates. They're committing to this. Sound barrier is okay. You can't account for the fact that a McCree is behind you. Engaging the McCree after the sound barrier went off is fine, because we have 600 hit points. The floor is lava. Well, there you go. Isn't that the achievement that everyone struggles with? So there you go. Maybe we're playing this game. Like I want this guy to play a game of the walls are lava. You know. Just spend more time focusing on your teammates, and trust me, it'll go a lot better. I mean, sound barriering next to McCree, a good one. Yeah, but the issue there, Vague Raptor, is yes, you are correct. You should not sound barrier next to a McCree. That is 100% true. But there is no way on earth that you can account for the enemy team is making a push coming in from the front. Okay, enemy team is engaging from the front. We're fighting. Everyone is injured. You cannot account for their McCree suddenly being behind your team. And he's dead-eyeing anyway, so hey, we get away with it. This is an anomaly. There is no good reason for the McCree to be here. This should be a dead McCree. He's just lucky that the Reaper is like pissing about somewhere on high ground instead of just playing with the Reinhardt. Like that's the big issue with that. Is like, yes, in hindsight, that was risky, but the McCree did something really weird. Is finally finale 3-tank easy win. Wow. You can tell this man is rushing because he just puts a bracket after something, and that's a very Russian thing to do. Where are we going? Hey, for once we're going to be speed boosting our entire team. Just like we just go off on adventures. Like, you got a Reaper as well. Like, if you can get this Reaper into the enemy team, you win. You win. Just take it easy. We need to be playing with the team. So this is a Pharah that is pocketed by a Mercy. Would you like to know our odds of killing this target? It's like 10 billion to 1. If by some miracle our DPS does outshine the Mercy's healing, Pharah can also fly. This is one of those situations where we are wholly reliant on our team, and we can maybe do stuff like, yes, just annoy the shit out of this McCree. This is better. Like, this is what we should be doing, right? This looks more like normal Lucio behavior, where we are in with our team. Roadhog helps set up a kill on that. Okay, let's just make sure this Roadhog doesn't die. And then let's just continue and help providing pressure on this target, right? This is the big thing that we should be doing. And yet we're still doing it in range of most of our team, hopefully. And we can very easily reposition back towards them. Like, this guy needs healing. We should be healing him. We are a support. Why are we playing like a Genji at the moment? This Roadhog has just died because we fucked up. Like, he didn't fuck up, we fucked up. We could have helped him, we didn't do it. to just support him. Keep supporting this Reinhardt. He's not healed. Like, he needs help. You are a better healer than you are a DPS. Lucio's days of dealing damage are long past. That was risky. I would have liked a little bit more space from the McCree. And so it's a weird thing to watch, and it sounds very it sounds very harsh to say, because it's like the mechanics on display look fine, and like you could be fooled into watching this and going like, yeah, this guy looks like a really good Lucio, because like he's doing all this stuff, he's hitting shots, he's moving relatively well. I'd say it's kind of, it's not smooth movement like you'll see out a lot of the better Lucios, but he's not doing the fundamentals that Lucio needs to do. The really good Lucios are the ones that are doing this stuff on top, in addition to supporting the team when it needs it. And it's like, you spend your time supporting the team, and then when you can start breaking away, then you start doing this stuff. Then you start doing the more sort of high mobility, high agility, independent stuff. And like, that is the #1 crux. See how it looks like he's trying to be DSP? He's trying to be Miska. He's clearly watched Miska. Like, finishing a target off, that's something that Lucio can do quite nicely. Don't like the use of amp it up there, but just a very kind of important thing that little bits, I'd say, like, you know, on the horizon, in the distant horizon, but just think very carefully before using this cooldown. It is quite a long cooldown, as we're going to learn. 12 seconds plus, like, the additional 2 or so seconds it takes to, like, actually run. This is actually a very big cooldown. Using it is, like, it denies you of your most powerful healing resources. Basically, like, your healing is really actually pretty formidable when you have amp it up, but it's really kind of shitty when you don't. So just be very careful of, like, using it outside of combat to just do, like, a quick reposition, because you want to make sure that it is available if it is needed. Luckily, the enemy team sort of flops their engage. Reinhardt's playing very independently. We managed to completely line aside ourselves. Interesting thing about sound barrier, by the way, just mechanically for sound barrier. Best thing about sound barrier is this. It actually has like a period of time. So sound barrier isn't just like you land and that's it, right? The way that sound barrier actually applies is there is about 2 seconds. Excuse me. About 2 seconds or so that you actually have to apply it to everybody. So if you manage to turn the corner here, actually the Reinhardt would have got a barrier. Always keep that in mind, that you have a little bit longer than you would expect. So it's not just like a one and done. It's not just like an instantaneous thing. It is like if you move, then it will actually apply to the, you know, Reinhardt's and Winston and like Roadhog and stuff like that. You have that little bit of additional time. Weird ult from the enemy team. Just the nice thing about Coalescence is you can like remove a huge amount of its damage by just being on heal, and it will just very rarely kill anyone. So that's nice. If we die. Oh god, so close. Yeah, don't be a cocky little shit around Mercies. This moment here looks so much better. When, like, you know, I think part of the reason why your team is winning on this map is because this map forces your team to play together. And he's very happy about that. Despite saying nothing or going like, you can tell it's Europe. Like this part of the map forces your team to play entirely together. So yeah. Guys, I've forgotten Twitch didn't allow me. It freaking worries me to continually hear shit like this. That like, oh, Twitch isn't notifying me. Hello, Twitch? Please? It's kind of important to notify people who have subbed to me, especially. Make sure you're hitting follow if you haven't already. Just if you want to know when I go live, it's the best way to do it. Because, man, Twitch has been rough on that. I never get notified anymore. It really worries me. It genuinely worries me because that's the sort of shit that kills the channel, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, like Twitch just, I normally watch when I see you live, but I can't because it's not telling me that you're live. What's that language? That language is pure moron. Pure unadulterated moron. Oh, right. Now's the time to start asking questions. If you have questions, I'm going to boot up Overwatch, as you can see on screen. I'm just doing it now. But yeah. It's a frustrating thing, so please follow the channel, and the thing is, I genuinely don't know what to do about it either. I genuinely don't know who to go to and say, Twitch, can you stop, not notifying my viewers? Now say you have a set schedule? Yeah. Why should that be an issue? We all know you start at 10, because, hey, it's like a, because some people don't, and even though I do start at 10 pretty consistently, some weeks, I won't be able to start at 10, and so they see that I'm on and off, so they don't come back at 10, and they'll just sometimes it'll be like they're checking Twitch, and it pops up, oh, you're live, and they get a notification, they go, oh, I want to watch that, I'm going to watch that, and then, yeah, it's just a way of driving traffic, because without it, it's a problem. Oh, hey, weird. Also, my skill rating's been lowered because I haven't been playing. Oh, blast. Who could have seen that coming? Right, Lucio. We have the horrible blue tones as well. Let's go with some questions anyway. How many Lucios do you need to change the light bulb? Don't know. Can non-subs ask questions? Anybody can ask questions. Anyone can do whatever they like. Let's go with smooth. It's gonna be quite loud, but hey, we'll let Lucio go. There we are. Let's bring chat on. Just regarding team comp, can you rank current healers by their strength? Yes. Zen, Brigitte, Mercy.
Welcome to Overwatch, Monsilly.
Hey, thank you, Torsten Namier. What hell of a name. What language is that? I don't know. Hopefully I said it correctly as well. I don't know if I did or not. Right, so yeah, current healers by their strength. It would actually be easier if I just had a list. So I forgot Moira. It'd actually be easiest to go on PTR, because that has I definitely think Anna is the bottom. So let's just put Anna down by, okay, that's literally behind my head. If I put it over here, I'll probably want magenta. And I definitely think Zen is still the strongest at the moment. Just overall. Past that, probably Mercy a second. Then Brig. Not really because of her healing, but because of all the other shit she brings. Then Moira. Lucio. Is that everyone? That all of them? I do believe it is. I haven't forgotten anyone. Symmetra doesn't count. So yeah, this is kind of how I'd rank them overall. Zen is definitely for solo queue as well. Zen is just the best overall in my mind. Has the most utility. Has he's kind of nerfed at the moment due to the Hanzo Zarya combo, but even then he still has really powerful ultimate. Mercy just has huge impact on the game as a whole as well. Well played Mercy can actually cause a huge impact, which is sort of the result of a rework is actually kind of positive, because a good Mercy can really cause a difference, and especially if she can coordinate the team, then it will be very difficult to she will give you advantages in ways that you normally wouldn't have, just with good rezzing, and if people cover her during those rezzes, it's quite powerful. Brigitte is just good all-purpose, shuts down a lot of different heroes, kind of just forces the game to be played in a very specific way. Moira is just kind of good all-round, chunky healing, especially if you have a lot of tanks, it's going to be always very powerful. Lucio is situational, Anna is still kind of garbo. Maybe it's changed with her rework, but I really doubt it, and I haven't seen, the numbers seem to support this. I go and see overbuff. Let's take a look at overbuff. Always the best way to check. Heroes, roles, support. So here we have all these supports. Win rates. Symmetra highest. Brigitte very much up there. Zen, Mercy, Moira, Lucio, Anna. So Brigitte is way up there. The reason why I rated Brigitte down in third is because Brigitte is I would rather have Zen, Mercy, Brigitte if I'm playing anything, or Zen Lucio Brigitte. Or Moira Lucio Brigitte for like goats. Like you don't want to play Brigitte as a support, you want to play her as an off tank or a sort of flex DPS. So that's sort of why she's there. And that, yeah, like this doesn't surprise me too much. Mercy still most played. Pick rate, I think that's like actually just instead of looking at all, like let's look at Master. Moira actually coming up big in Masters. Zen back in GM. Ana with a higher win rate in Master than Lucio. Genuinely surprising, then Ana's just going to drop down. Yeah, Mercy, huge play rate. A lot of people play Mercy. A lot of people play Mercy. Reinhardt actually outnumbering the Mercy for a little while. These numbers are not 100% accurate as well, is what I'll also say. Overbuff is not completely accurate. Overall, which supports are better on offense and on defense. On offense, like I prefer Lucio on offense and defense. Just because like you can set the pace of the game as offense, and Lucio lets you set that pace even faster. It enables like aggressive, tanky comps to work. Otherwise, like I'd say Ana is just like stronger defensively overall because you can just position really safely. But yeah, otherwise it's like we're not at the point where I think, oh, you play this and this on defense and this on offense. It's more tailored at the moment around the comp you play. So if you're playing a lot of tanks, Moira is going to be better, for example. If you play a lot of agile DPS or a dive, Zen is going to be better. Like, you want to tailor the comp to the team, not so much whether you're on offense or defense. Now, whether you're on offense or defense is going to tailor what your team is going to be. So you're more likely to run like a Wambulance in offense than on defense, because if you run on defense, they're just going to pick Farah and you lose. So, yeah. Please, oh god. Word. Salatio? I don't know. No, I don't know. Isn't that already a question? Yes. Also, Parthenax, just to answer the question of your name, like, I download always the mod, the Parthenax Dilemma, and, like, tell Delphine to go screw herself, if I even complete the main quest, which who does, let's be honest. What's the most important advice you'd give someone trying to get from Masters to GM? Focus. Focus down your hero pool. I think one of the reasons why I sort of have languished so long where I have is because I play so many different things. So if you go to my career profile, for like, so you can see like this meta, like this is just decaying down. I'm just happy to let it burn. Like you can see that in pretty much every season, like in all competitive seasons, I play largely support, some tank, huge amount of Ana, because I don't play on this account too much, but I play like a ton of different heroes. And like on different accounts, like McCree's up there, Reaper's up there on different accounts, Tracer's up there on one of my accounts. Like it's very, very sort of diverse. All that time on Ana. I think this is like season 2 and season 3. I mostly played on this account. A lot of Ana being played. A lot of Ana being played. Season 4, GM. Spicy. Right. So yeah, like this, you know, focusing down on your hero pool and just tightening up what you're going to be playing is probably the best way to do it. And then, you know, hammering out those heroes and getting better on those. So yeah. A Parthenax lover? Yes, damn straight. Like, I mean, I like the idea. My headcanon for Skyrim after the thing is done is like as Dragonborn, you just take all the dragons and you just go and do what you want. You can go forge a new empire. And because Parthenax basically says, yeah, the dragons will, like a lot of dragons will probably follow you. Some might not, but most of them are probably going to follow you. So you could just go, like, you've got an army of dragons. Who the frig is going to tell you no? And the voice is so powerful. The Thu'um, my god, it's so powerful in Elder Scrolls. So yeah, you can just go and do what you want. You can just shout the Thalmor out of existence. Go nuts. Do you think we'll hear changes from Blizzard soon with high-profile players leaving or taking a break from the game? I hope so. I hope Blizzard have taken notice of a lot of people saying like, yeah, I'm just not playing this season because I don't like it. Hopefully Blizzard are seeing it, and hopefully they're not just doing the thing of like, well, the data seems fine, because I think there's a trap with data where Blizzard are probably watching player numbers and it's like, well, release happened and you see like this happened and then this happened and then this happens, right? This is how any game's lifetime curve will look. If it's Battleborn, then it looks like this. Well, if it's Battleborn, then it looks like this, and then it's like 0 forever. Or like it's 1 because some like. Or like Cliffy B's playing not Paladins. So I've even forgotten the game's name. It's so bland. But you get the idea, right? It's like the game's lifetime looks like this, and hopefully Blizzard aren't just like looking at this and looking at the numbers go down as people move on to other games and stuff like that, and going, oh well, it's normal. Hopefully they're seeing like high-profile players, especially streamers, are saying, yeah, I'm not playing ranked, or I'm not playing as much ranked, or cutting down on the ranked I'm playing because the game is very frustrating. Now, there's the endorsement systems, the LFG systems coming up that could fix some of this and like make sure that like the biggest obstacle Overwatch has in my mind is still that you don't get to play what you want to play, and LFG can fix that. LFG offers you a way around that problem, and that's really good. That's really exciting. And I know that Sty, during the interview, and when I did my discussion with Sty, like I did a discussion video with Sty where he sort of called me up. He basically, on that day, like 2 hours before, not even 2 hours, like an hour before we recorded, it's like, hey, you want to record something like a discussion about endorsements and stuff? And it's like, yeah, sure. After a night where I hadn't got any sleep, so I sound very tired in the video because I am very tired, and it's just like, you know, the idea of the only reason why I won't use LFG for every single game is because I like having players cycle in and out. Like, I enjoy the cycle. I enjoy the non-permanent nature of like, oh, well, we just have another group for the next game. I like that. I like just sort of the rotation of people. And there's something very cathartic to me about, you know, you play a game and then you go into a new group of people and you play another game. But like, I can just see with the LFG system, if I want to play DPS, then I just find a group around sort of Lone Master, Diamond. I'm going to play DPS. I'll play Hitscan, Widowmaker, McCree, Soldier, whatever. Probably not Soldier in current meta, but you get the idea. I'll play these DPS, Tracer, and then that's what I'm going to be doing. And like, I can now do that in every single game, and that's super fun. Or what I can do is like form an LFG and like get a bunch of you guys in, and we can just play. And like, I know what I'll be playing as well. And so yeah, it's. Do you think that Genji is playable after the Symmetra change? Probably not, because Brigitte still exists. Unless Genji's getting dramatically changed. Like, as far as I'm aware, he's not. The Symmetra changes are going to be weird. Symmetra is going to do things to the game, and like you can see, I've got the Symmetra thing on. It's weird. We're looking at my career profile in Season 4 for some reason now. Symmetra is going to do weird things to the game. She's going to do very, very weird things to the game as a whole. Because nothing in Overwatch exists that is quite like her. And the teleporter is just going to throw everything into chaos.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Whoops. I genuinely think, like, Symmetra is a very big shakeup. The only question is she, like, strong enough to justify playing on the team? You know, and I think, like, with how powerful her left click feels, I think the answer is yes. Like, she actually works as a DPS. And so it's like, this could be a big shakeup. I don't know where it's going to land. And I think anyone that says, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going to happen, is telling you fucking lies. Because Symmetra is different. She just, like, you can do so much stuff with her. It's bizarre. It's so weird. I really like the design. Yeah. So, hard to say. Should you react by beat dropping a grab? So I got distracted there. Like, Genji's playability at the moment is more determined by Brigitte. If the enemy's not running a Brigitte and you play Genji, you're probably okay. And should you react by beat dropping under grab? My instinct is yes. It's always going to be tough though. Like, beat drop just needs a buff in my mind because people are just so good at overwhelming it now. It won't stop a dragon combo. It might. Probably won't stop a damage damp dragon. Like most things won't stop a damage damp dragon. But it could save your team. Like, if you don't do it, you could be in trouble. The argument not to do it is that you then use next push and you just go in and you win off the back of that. But it's. Let me put it this way. If you make a conscious decision not to use it, then just make sure that you sort of tell your team, okay, now we push you in with sound barrier and we play off sound barrier. But it's a dicey decision to make. And, like, it is an important decision, but it's one you can make in a justified way. I'll be curious to see, like, if people are making this informed decision of, well, sound barrier won't stop them killing us all, so I just didn't sound barrier during that grab, and then we can push in this next fight with the sound barrier and win off that. That's an interesting one. My gut instinct is yes. And if you have a Zenyatta and he has trance, let the Zen trance. But other than that, There's a mod for Skyrim where you don't have to kill Parthenex? Yes, there's mods for Skyrim for everything. The non-Parthenex kill one is like one of the fastest ones that got made. It's a pretty easy mod to make as well. It's just like a text box. And it just like checks a thing that you don't have to kill Parthenex. Anyway, what should be done to make Anna better? People who get paid more than I do need to figure that one out. Anna has a like. She got some quality of life changes. I mean, she can't pre-heal now, which is like a lot of people are kind of sad about. But it's, like, I don't know. I don't know. And I like her ultimate as well. Nano boost is a weird one. I wouldn't mind seeing her like Symmetra has, like Symmetra Got has like 2 ults, and like you just borrow from Heroes of the Storm, and instead of having like Nano Boost, yeah, instead of just having Nano Boost, you have like Nano Boost and like the Eye of Horus or whatever it is. And when she uses the Eye of Horus, like all her shots are full penetrating, heal every target they hit, damage every target they hit, and you let her just go nuts, like a freaking railgun. You know, she just starts sniping, and it's just like every target it penetrates through, they get a heal. Every target it penetrates through, it gets damage done, and it's like that for like 5 seconds. Like something like that would be really nice. She needs, because to me, one of the big issues with Anna as well is like she's easy to shut down, and she doesn't have that panic button that other people have. And she doesn't have that panic button that other supports have that make those supports so powerful in the ultimate economy. Instead, you're relying on this nano boost that will sometimes just fall completely flat and can be shut down. You can use 2 ultimates with the nano boost, and they can use 1, and they can just win off the back of that 1. And so you always end up sort of on the back foot with economy. You need the nano boost to like force enemy support ults to make sure the economy's on even footing. If they manage to survive it, or if they just die to it, then you just lose the next fight, because they have 2 support ults, you have 0, or you have 1, and you just lose. So it's like, ugh. I think Anna's just a kind of a poor fit at the moment. Do you think they'll buff Anna, or need to bring everyone down to her? I think they'll buff Anna. I'll be surprised if they didn't. And buffs are more interesting than nerfs. And like at the moment, healing is quite powerful, but like I like the speed that Overwatch kind of had with dive, so I'm kind of fine with DPS getting nudged up a bit, and hopefully triple support just gets a bit nixed as well, because triple support is what really slows the game down. Actually, I also love the DS streams. Good, I'm glad you enjoy them. I think Sim might end up being lethal in the pre-mode coordination, but garbage in solo queue. Thoughts? Yeah, probably. She's going to be very hard to make work. People really work to keep people alive during a lost fight, but well, yeah. That's why it's a lost fight. Beat can recover a fight on the edge, though. But it's very much, like, I do see it as an engagement ult. That's why I like it on offense rather than defense. Or you can use it to, like, nullify Dragon Blades, but even then you can generally kill 1 or 2 people. Like, when Lucio's M was meta, if they had Soundbarrier, you could generally Dragon Blade into it and still kill someone at least, maybe 2 people. And everyone's now talking about fingering off colored. Any more questions? Questions other than like being lewd to one of my moderators? Give Anna a lunge like they did for Hanzo. Yeah, except she like complains about her hip when she does it. Goes, oh my hip! Oh no! Ah. What do you think of external software to train one's mechanics? I have downloaded Osu. Is it Osu?
Welcome
Osu?
to Overwatch.
I did download that. Red account, thank you so much. 12 months. Holy moly! Thank you so much for an entire year's worth of Overwatch, of stuff. Enjoy stuff. What is the meaning of life? I could be a cliche little sod and go, haha, 42. I haven't even read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I know the reference. Like most people. Or I watched the TV series or movie. Yeah. What's the meaning of life? Happiness. It's pronounced Os. Is it just pronounced Os? Or is it Osu? Because I know it's just like, welcome to Osu when you load into it, but yeah. Does Anna just prove that having a support without any healing ult may not be worthwhile? I think there is room for it, it's just that ult has to be really powerful. One Hot Sushi as well, thank you so much with the tier 2. Spicy, 9 months. Stream Bab as well. What your name in it? Give it a good name. Joker's Guide is a good book. It is a good book. It's one that I need to read at some point. Like, as a huge fan of Terry Pratchett, I sort of do myself a disservice by not reading Douglas Adams. And I should read some Douglas Adams. But hey. I think my favorite thought about the my favorite Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thing is the whale and the plant pot. Is it? And they find themselves falling. Should Anna get a summer swimwear skin? Yes, absolutely, 100%. So some give me some old lady boobs. Like I use young Amari because I like it. I genuinely like the Shrike skins, by the way. Like Anna has some good ass skins. She looks good for her age, anyway. Anyway, right. Do you think we'll see more Mercy nerfs? Since despite the nerfs going into stage 2, she's still picked all the time in Overwatch League. No, I think Mercy's actually in a decent enough spot right now. I just think that she, like, current meta in Overwatch League is very pick driven. And kind of done by necessity. Widowmaker is still very much in the meta as well. Widow Mercy is just a very, very powerful combo, and you want to be playing that as much as possible. If we move back more towards Dive, Mercy will still kind of be floating around. You might see Lucio start popping up. I wouldn't mind seeing like what shakes out if you buff Lucio, for example. I think Moira's in a decent enough place at the moment. She sort of serves a different role and fulfills a different niche. Rez is always going to be very powerful on Mercy, but I'd like to see buffs shake out elsewhere first and foremost. The meaning of life is to be happy. What do you do if you're a sadist? You enjoy. You go and do your sadist stuff. You said you downloaded it, also you didn't say what you thought about it. Nothing will make you better at Overwatch than playing Overwatch at the end of the day. But having things to do that will improve, say, your mechanics outside of the game will be very, very useful. So, I don't think Osu is going to be like the best way to do it. I think Osu is a warm-up tool more than anything, but it is not a way that you practice, say, aiming and stuff like that. Playing other FPS games will help, of course, but again, nothing will do better than playing Overwatch. So yeah. What mindset could help me in wanting to play comp more? I often feel meh about it because of throws, stale meta, and uncommunicative teams. Taking a breather could always help. Like if you go into comp and you're going to be miserable every single time you play it, take a break from the game, come back in like next season, use that as a jumping in point and see what's happening there. Other than that, like, learn to take it less seriously. That's sort of one of the things that I worked on, and I did find it helped my mood overall, is that just rank is just at the end of the day a number on a profile, and honestly no one should give a shit about it. And next season no one's even going to be able to see it. Or they'll see the rank, but they won't be able to see the details of your profile anyway, so who gives a shit? So just, like, try and de-escalate it in your head, and just try and remember that at the end of the day, it is a game, and you're trying to have fun with it. And that's the important part. And if you don't have fun with it, then you have to either take a breather from it, and then try and come back and see if the fun is still there, or you move on to something else. And you hopefully you send a tweet to Play Overwatch and say, hey, at Play Overwatch, I'm not really finding the game super fun at the moment, and as a result, I've sort of found taking a break. I hope you can, change one or two bits and pieces. And they might even reply to you, Play Overwatch, and say, oh, what did you think was wrong? And you just explain things in regards of how you felt, right? Like, I find the game daunting or frustrating, or I don't like it when I have teammates that I can't do stuff with. Well, LFG can help fix that, and so that could help solve that problem for you. What if Anna got a short speed boost when she sleeps someone? I think that's very situational. Might actually be quite good, though, because you can use it as an escape as well. I'll subscribe if you click that mark all as seen button. Oh, God. That feels like a bribe. Oh, God. Sorry, I hit the mic. Like this button right here. Is this the button you want clicking? Is this it? Well, I do not negotiate with terrorists, right?
Welcome
that's
to
the big
Overwatch,
thing.
Monsieur.
I didn't even click it and he still subbed. Joke's on you. I just moused over it. Look at all these new things. Oh, so shiny and new. Look at how complete my Widowmaker collection is as well. 95 out of 95. Oh, best girl. Thank you for the sub. It is appreciated. But I will not negotiate with terrorists. Let's start talking. Yeah. Now that would actually be kind of interesting to see. I do think that will put a lot of extra emphasis on the sleep dart that might not be necessary. Yeah. No clicking alls. I didn't go through and follow through and buy everything. I can get most. Please give it for the love of glove. No, look. I like the shiny gold borders and things. Look how sparkly this is. Look how sparkly McCree is. Look how sparkly Sombra is. Ooh, good sparkly Sombra. And I have a golden gun for, because I had to dump some credits. Otherwise, yeah, that'll probably wrap it up then for today. Thank you for watching to the end. Oh, there we go. I've brought this up. I shouldn't have brought that up. Other than that, yeah, thank you for watching to the end. We got like 50 minutes, so questions are done, and I'll generally just throw people to Overwatch League, but we still have like a good 50 minutes. So thank you for watching to the end of Coaching the Many. I'm gonna find some way to relax. I might just like pass you guys off and just have an early night and chill out. But we've got a bunch of viewers, so I kind of want to abuse you guys.